I am studying bachelor's degree in accounting at UiTM Macang, Kelantan. For individual assignment of MAF551, I chose to review this article with the topic of transfer pricing, aligning the research agenda to organizational reality. So the contents of this article includes introduction, literature review, the findings, and last but not least, the conclusion of this article review. The purpose of author writing this article is to review and critically evaluate the empirical transfer pricing literature and to outline promising research to question for future research. The challenge that transfer pricing presents to enterprises involved in intercompany transfers. One reason is that transfer pricing interacts with several important organizational aspects, including resource allocation between separate entities, performance evaluation of business activities, and individual managers, tax management, and business strategy. Therefore, a well-designed transfer pricing systems that coordinates intercompany transfers and ensures a balance between central and decentralized managerial objective is crucial. Specifically, our main criticism can be divided into two aspects. Firstly, recent indications of significant changes to MNE's transfer pricing system caused by changes in transfer pricing tax regulation have not been thoroughly examined, which suggests a potential for refining the existing theory. Secondly, the lack of recognition of trade-offs with regards to transfer pricing system performance on various performance dimensions indicate that system performance as a concept need to be decomposed to facilitate a more comprehensive understanding of the way transfer pricing system affect the organization and its members. So here I attach a framework for transfer pricing research. Starting at the top of framework, the context variables that can impact on transfer pricing system in practice are divided into three main groups: external, internal, and transfer. The logic of this relationship is that specific characteristics of a transfer pricing system will lead to specific intended or unintended outcomes. This framework explicates that the performance of a transfer pricing system should be considered as being multi-dimensional and examined accordingly in future research. Next, what can I relate to MAF551 with literature review? The findings of this article is: firstly, for functional transfer pricing, one argument for implementing transfer prices is the functional necessity of measuring and evaluating the performance of division managers. Another functional necessity for the existence of transfer prices is that tax regulation requires that companies price their intra-group transfers in accordance with the arm's length principle. However, as illustrated in the following sections, the literature lists numerous examples which suggest that transfer prices are used as an income shifting mechanism for lowering M&A's tax burden. Furthermore, a number of studies related to tax regulation and guidelines and their division in practice have also been added to the literature. The second one is for economic transfer pricing. Relationship between transfer pricing and economics. One important economic argument for transfer pricing is to enhance efficient resource allocation and managerial motivation at the divisional level. Furthermore, the option of tax savings through legitimate tax planning plays a significant role in transfer pricing from an economic point of view. Market-based transfer pricing systems are assessed by managers to be better than cost-based transfer prices in terms of their efficiency effect. However, the transfer pricing literature could benefit from research that applies more quantitative accounting data to support theoretical claims with regard to the economic performance of specific transfer pricing systems. In addition, future work on the economics of transfer pricing should control for whether cost-based prices are based on actual versus standard cost and examine whether different cost-based methods are applied to domestic versus cross-border transfers. The third one is for strategic transfer pricing. Relationship between strategy and transfer pricing. Fundamentally, transfer pricing is considered to be a consequence of a business strategy that demands a decentralized organizational structure. For example, a profit-centered structure. One alternative to this one-directional perspective is to consider strategy and transfer pricing as a reciprocal relation in which transfer pricing is used not only as a mechanism for conveying strategy, but also as a mechanism to signal to central management the need for strategic reappraisal or change. Transfer pricing as a tool for strategic communication. Historically, transfer pricing has often been considered a mechanism which provides the ability to convey strategy from top management to division management. Last but not least, organizational transfer pricing. Necessity of transfer pricing in a decentralized organizational structure. Organization may increase implementation with a mechanism that allows for centralization and at the same time facilitates the integration of independent organizational units. In other words, to achieve acceptable integration between decentralized independent divisions, it is apparently not the transfer price per se which should be the main focus. Instead, central management can benefit from paying attention to the interaction between transfer pricing and measurement and reward controls. In conclusion, future research of organizational transfer pricing should integrate more aspects of tax regulation and avoid the tendency of treating these themes as isolated disciplines. To conclude, literature has mainly continued the descriptive and office-setting approach. Moreover, the existing literature generally takes a confrontational opposition to organization transfer pricing practices, not recognizing the potential mitigating role of tax regulation and hence the necessity for less aggressive approaches from a tax perspective. Overall, while significant effort has gone into examining a plethora of contributing levels for the design and use of the transfer pricing system, limited effort has been made in terms of understanding the role of tax regulation, despite the fact that this currently appears to be the most significant determinant. This is according to Ernst & Young 2012. Lastly, most studies fail to examine